vividly the moment I got clear. Funny how the leaving made me see you were losing me, you set me free. Sometimes the ending is the proof. You were what I needed, just what was near. A lesson wrapped in the illusion of dear. I carried more than you ever held. Mistook your quiet for something felt. Now I'm honest with what I bleed. You were never what I needed. Not every almost deserves a try. You were what I needed, and that's alright. Some truths show up only after the fight. I'm walking out with more than I came with. No empty promises, no what ifs. I'm not searching for what you'll please. You were never what I needed. Don't replay the ending anymore. It's just a moment I outgrew. The weight I held has settled down, like dust that finally found the ground. Your name feels like a quiet street, one I pass but never keep. Letting go turned out softer than I thought. There's nothing left to carry, no reason to look back, no borrowed hurt, no tangled past. I don't chase the pieces that didn't last. I'm lighter than the girl you knew. There's nothing left to carry from you. I used to fear the empty space, thought I'd unravel without you there, but calm grew slowly in the cracks, filled every place you didn't match. Now silence feels like something mine, not something I survived in time. I'm not holding anything that wasn't me. There's nothing left to carry, no shadows I need to trace, no ghost of you I'd have to face. I don't know our story any grace. I've stepped into a clearer view. There's nothing left to carry from you. Closure isn't loud, it's just choosing not to lift what's gone. There's nothing left to carry, no weight from what we tried, no echo I keep inside. I'm walking with the parts that stay, not the ones I've been to say. There's nothing left to carry away. to ask what you would think before I made the smallest move. Held my breath around your moods, called it love, but it was fear. Now every step feels more like mine. No shadow telling me what's right. I don't wait for anyone to choose me first. I choose me every time. Not the version you prefer, not the girl who never stirred. I'm done living by your lines. My life doesn't hinge on signs. I choose me every time. You like me soft, so you felt strong. Expected me to stay the same, but growing meant I leave your frame, and leaving meant I found my ground. I owe you nothing from back then, not my voice and not my pen. I'm one who gets to call me mine. I choose me every time, not the way you made me keep, not the nights you made too deep. Your approval isn't tied to mine. I'm not yours to redefine. I choose me every time. Losing you was gaining room. I choose me every time. Not your stories, not your pride, not the fears you tried to hide. My heart answers to my spine, and I'm finally drawing lines. I choose me every time. You say you've been thinking, say you finally see it, but I don't feel a pull anymore. No wake, no noise, no spark. I walk too far from where you left me to circle back to who we were. You're late and I'm different. Your sorry doesn't change a thing. Not the days I carried you, not the nights I lost myself. It doesn't open any doors, doesn't fix who you chose to be. Your sorry isn't meant for me. You want forgiveness easy, right? Need no questions, but healing didn't follow you. It happened when you weren't here. I'm not the version you remember. I don't bend just because you speak. You're reaching, I'm already gone. Your sorry doesn't change a thing, doesn't rewrite how you left, doesn't soften what I learned. It won't pull me into hope, won't undo the way I grew. Your sorry can stay with you. Some endings stay closed even when you History doesn't change a thing. Not the truth I had to face, not the peace I had to earn. It doesn't bring me back to you, doesn't touch the life I made. You're sorry, it's too late. Don't rehearse the things I'll say. If we meet somewhere someday, your name doesn't twist inside my chest. It's just a word I lay to rest. I'm finding patience, simple things, a quieter life, a softer swing. Moving on feels more like waking up. I'm better on my way. Not tired of what I couldn't change, and not shrinking just to keep you safe. I walk lighter through the same old place, and every step I choose today says I'm better on my way. Don't check back to measure growth. I know the difference, that's enough. The girl you love was holding back. Now she's steady on her own track. I used to brace for what you do. Now all my edges answer to me. Freedom's quiet, but it carries far. I'm better on my way. Not bending just to keep the peace. Not waiting for your missing piece. I don't need the map we tried to make. I got room for my mistakes and my weather on my way. I thought you were the doorway, turns out you were the detour. I'm better on my way, not stuck inside what fell apart. Not holding space you called a heart. I'm moving where I'm meant to be without the weight of what you need. I'm better on my way. Always knew the words to say to keep me one more fragile day. I held your mess like it was mine. I crossed my lines to fit your line. Your promises were painted gold, but yet the moment they got hold, I kept on trying to make it real. But you love the chase more than the feel, and I'm done confusing her with hope. I'm done believing what you broke. I'm not staying this time. I'm not bending just to keep the shine. You thought I'd chase you like before, but I don't need that anymore. You liked me best when I was small. Easy to bend, easy to call. You kept me guessing where you'd go. I kept on giving more than I owed. But something shifted in the quiet, the kind you can't ignore or hide it. I saw the truth behind your game, and suddenly I felt my name. I'm not a person you can keep, just because you call it deep. I'm not staying this time. I'm not bending just to keep the shine. Thought I'd chase you like before, but I don't need that anymore. You taught me what I shouldn't take. Well, love is not what's real and fake. I'm not staying this time. I'm not bending just to keep the shine. You thought I'd chase you like before, but I don't need that anymore. You disappear, come back like nothing changed. I wait around, pretend I wasn't trained. You love the chase, the back and forth you made. I called it love, it wasn't just a game. And now the quiet hits me different, you know. It's peace this time, not something I let go. Funny how distance fixes what you broke. You don't move me anymore, not the way you used to. Not the panic in my chest, not the please, just choose to. You can disappear again, I won't check the door. I don't stay up wondering what you're aching for. It's strange, but I'm lighter than before. You don't move me anymore. I kept the mess, you kept the upper hand. You come in loud, leave quiet, I misunderstand. Thought loving you meant wading through the hurt. Turns out your silence taught me what I'm worth. And now your name doesn't shake anything loose. It's just a name, no power, no excuse. I'm not the one who bends to keep you close. You don't move me anymore, the spell wore thin. You don't get to pull the strings under my skin. You can try the old tricks, I won't bite this time. I'm done mistaking emptiness for you or mine. It's wild, but I'm finally sure. You don't move me anymore. There was a time I broke just hearing you breathe. Now I barely notice you leave. You don't move me anymore, I'm not your echo. I'm not the girl who waited for your shadow. You can come or go, that's not my war. I'm steady now, stronger than before. Whatever this was, it's over, for sure. You don't move me, you don't move me. took in quiet ways. I called it love to make it fit, but every memory feels heavier, like I carry both of us alone. I mistook the way for something deep. I was tired the whole time, didn't know it till you left. Didn't notice how I bent just to keep the peace you broke. Funny how truth hits slow. I was tired the whole time. You liked me calm, controlled, never messy, never real. I shaped myself around your storms, called it growth, but it was fear. Now the quiet feels honest, the kind of rest I never had with you. Being done feels like breathing. I was tired the whole time, didn't see how small I'd gotten, didn't feel the parts forgotten, just to keep your chaos warm. Now I know what wasn't mine. I was tired the whole time. Some truths only land when the noise is gone. I was tired the whole time, didn't say it when it hurt, didn't know another word for loving someone who takes. Now I'm steady, now I'm mine. I was tired, but not this time. I don't jump when my phone lights up. I don't wait for your name to show. It's strange how simple it feels. Breathing without looking back. I thought I'd break for longer. Guess I was wrong about that. Silence doesn't scare me now. I'm getting used to quiet, used to choosing peace, used to mornings without checking who you chose to be. It's softer than I expected, this space you couldn't keep. I walk slow on purpose, let the day decide my pace. Your shadow used to linger, now it barely knows my name. I'm not healed, not fully, but I'm nowhere near the same. Your absence isn't something I chase. I'm getting used to quiet, used to holding me, used to not explaining why I had to leave. It's lighter than I imagined, this room without your need. Some things fall away, and that's the whole relief. Moved too fast for who we were. Skipped every truth we should have heard. You love the warmth, but not the way. I feel the silence you'd create. And somewhere in that quiet space, I saw the cracks we couldn't face. I tried to name it, you tried to run. We only worked when we came undone. It was never meant to last, and that's alright. Some things burn quick just to show the light. You were my future, just a needed phase. A lesson dressed in the softest haze. I'm not holding on to a fading past. I know now, it was never meant to last. You fit the moment, not the year. A temporary kind of dear. I kept the best, forgot the rest. Learned how to leave what felt like less. You weren't a home, but you were a door. And I don't stand there anymore. You taught me what to never chase. How losing you could feel like grace. It was never meant to last, and that's okay. Not every story's built to stay. You were my ending, just a clearer view of all the things I outgrew in you. I'm not looking back at what we had. I learned enough. It was never meant to last. Sure doesn't mean it wasn't real. It just left me with room to heal. It was never meant to last, and now I see some breaks are just the start of me. I'm not wishing for what we never were. I'm walking forward lighter than her. It doesn't hurt to close it fast. Some things end, and they're not meant to last. I look at us with distance now, a softer lens, a clearer tone. I gave you things you never asked, but never offered on your own. You feel the moments, not the days. I held the way you walked away from. It wasn't love. If I disappeared inside it, I lost more than I got. Try to keep us from the edge. Try to hold and never stay. Try to be what you could want, but losing you showed what I kept. I lost more than I got. You like the parts that dimmed me down, the quiet girl you could outrun. I swallowed her to keep the peace, called it patience, called it love. But now I see the cost I paid, more than anything you ever gave. I was the one keeping the whole thing standing. I lost more than I got. Try to make your shadows light, try to make your absence right, try to fit inside your plot, but stepping back would turn my sight. I lost more than I got. is the only math that makes sense. I lost more than I got, but I've been counting what went wrong. Done stretching where I don't belong. You were a moment, not the man. Now I know the things you're not. I lost more, but I'm not lost. You always spoke like you were right. Called every boundary a starting fight. You twisted softness into blame, made every moment feel the same. But I've been waking from that noise, hearing my own much clearer voice. I'm not the story that you spin. I'm finally choosing where I begin. You don't get to define me anymore. I'm not the person you kept on the floor. I'm stronger than the way you made me feel. I know what's broken and I know what's real. I'm not shrinking just to keep you pleased. You don't get to define me. I'm released. I used to fold when you got loud. Made every doubt feel deep and proud. You like me small, you like me weak. You fed on every word I couldn't speak. But now the truth is sinking in. Your power's gone where I've been. I'm not afraid to name your game. I'm not the mirror you tried to frame. You don't get to define me anymore. I'm not the shadow you shaped at the door. I'm stronger than the cage you used to keep. I know what's mine, you don't get that piece. I'm not bending just to keep you pleased. You don't get to define me. I'm released. I lost myself when I held on. I found myself the day you were gone. You don't get to define me anymore. I'm not the softness you twisted before. I'm standing where your voice can't reach. I know my worth, I know my peace. You don't get a say in who I'll be. You don't get to define me. I'm free. I used to break it every word you threw. words don't make the truth appear. I feel the silence you kept close and called it love when it was like time makes simple what felt complicated. I don't miss what we were. Not the almost, not the ache. We were holding on to shapes that never really fit in place. I'm not grieving what we lost. I don't miss what we were. We stretched the feeling far too thin and blamed the distance, blamed the days, but nothing solid fell apart. There wasn't much to break at all. I thought I'd hurt when it was done, but quiet came instead of pain. Some ending feel like nothing. I don't miss what we were. Not the story we rehearsed, not the effort that felt worse than finally letting go of us. I'm not holding what we thought. I don't miss what we were. Sometimes the truth is just an absence. I don't miss what we were, and I'm lighter for the fact we were fiction made to last, only long enough to see what was real and what was not. I don't miss what we were. I don't look back to measure growth. My steps don't need the past to prove. The fear I held is thin with time. I don't outrun what wants to find. I breathe easier in my own pace. A softer life and open space. It took losing you to hear myself. I'm finally here, not waiting for a sign to move. Not bending just to keep it true. That never really fit my skin. I'm steady where I should begin. It feels quiet, it feels sincere. I'm finally here. I don't search rooms you're not in, or fill the gaps you used to sit. My world is shaped by what I keep, not what I chased or couldn't reach. I learned the cost of holding tight, and how to choose a gentler fight. Becoming me was all I needed. I'm finally here, not tied to who I tried to be, not shrinking for affinity. I walk without the weight I wore. I'm open to what comes before. The future doesn't pull or steer. I'm finally here. Sometimes the beginning is just the end without fear. I'm finally here, no echo telling me to stay, no shadow pulling me away. I stand in what I know is mine, a quiet, steady, honest line. It took leaving what felt near to realize I'm finally here. softens how we were. You stayed distant, even close. I kept trying, you stayed ghost. It's clear in ways it wasn't then. We weren't built to make it end. Some truths show up only when it's over. We were never the right fit. Just two people trying to quit. Calling habit something deep. Calling chaos something sweet. I don't miss what never lived. We were never the right fit. You love versions I outgrew. I kept shrinking next to you. We mistook comfort for a bond. Stayed too long, held on too long. But distance has a sharper edge. It cuts clean what we call those. Naming it now feels like relief. We were never the right fit. Not in truth, not where it hit. We kept passion over cracks, pretending we could make it last. But time exposes what we hid. We were never the right fit. We were never the right fit. Not every mismatch is a loss. We were never the right fit. And I'm finally done with it. No more trying to pretend. We were leading somewhere then. I'm not bitter, just honest with it. We were never the right fit. I wake up calm these days, no guesses, not thinking you. The air feels cleaner somehow. Like my room finally breathes this space where all your noise was, and it fits me better than you did. I don't miss what kept me tired. It's easier without you. No waiting for the other shoe. No walking on the lines you drew. I'm steady in a way I never knew. kept mistaking one for word, letting your voice decide my hurt. You liked me soft, so you felt whole. Took pieces just to fill your role. But now that I'm outside your pull, I see the way you kept me small. Distance has a way of telling truth. You were what I needed, just what I knew. A comfort made of habits I outgrew. I try to fit my heart inside your space, but nothing real survives in borrowed place. I'm not angry, just finally free. You were never what I needed. You love the version you designed, not who I was on my own time. I kept on shrinking out of fear. You'd leave the moment I got clear. Funny how the leaving made me see you weren't losing me, you set me free. Sometimes the ending is the proof. You were what I needed, just what was needed. A lesson wrapped in the illusion of dear. I carried more than you ever held. Mistook your quiet for something felt. Now I'm honest with what I bleed. You were never what I needed. Not every almost deserves a try. You were what I needed, and that's alright. Some truths show up only after the fight. I'm walking out with more than I came with. No empty promises, no what ifs. I'm not searching for what you'll please. You were never what I needed. Don't replay the ending anymore. It's just a moment I outgrew. The weight I held has settled down, like dust that finally found the ground. Your name feels like a quiet street, one I pass but never keep. Letting go turned out softer than I thought. There's nothing left to carry, no reason to look back, no borrowed hurt, no tangled past. I don't chase the pieces that didn't last. I'm lighter than the girl you knew. There's nothing left to carry from you. I used to fear the empty space, thought I'd unravel without you there. But calm grew slowly in the cracks, filled every place you didn't match. Now silence feels like something not something I survived in time. I'm not holding anything that wasn't me. There's nothing left to carry, no shadows I need to trace, no ghost of you I have to face. I don't know our story any grace. I've stepped into a clear view. There's nothing left to carry from you. just choosing not to live what's gone. There's nothing left to carry, no weight from what we tried, no echo I keep inside. I'm walking with the parts that stay, not ones I've been to say. There's nothing left to carry away. Mm-hmm. I used to ask what you would think before I made the smallest move. Held my breath around your moves, called it love, but it was fear. Now every step feels more like mine. No shadow telling me what's right. I don't wait for anyone to choose me first. I choose me every time. Not the version you prefer, not the girl who never stirred. I'm done living by your lines. My life doesn't hinge on signs. I choose me every time. You like me soft, so you felt strong. Expected me to stay the same. But growing meant I leave your frame, and leaving meant I found my ground. I owe you nothing from back then, not my voice and not my pen. I'm one who gets to call me mine. I choose me every time, not the way you made me keep, not the nights you made too deep. Your approval isn't tied to mine. I'm not yours to redefine. I choose me every time. Losing you was gaining room. I choose me every time. Not your stories, not your pride, not the fears you tried to hide. My heart answers to my spine, and I'm finally drawing lines. I choose me every time. You say you've been thinking, say you finally see it, but I don't feel a pull anymore. No wake, no noise, no spark. I walked too far from where you left me to circle back to who we were. You're late and I'm different. Your story doesn't change a thing. Not the days I carried you, not the nights I lost myself. It doesn't open any doors, doesn't fix who you chose to be. Your sorry isn't meant for me. You want forgiveness easy, right? Me, no questions, but healing didn't follow you. It happened when you weren't here. I'm not the version you remember. I don't bend just because doesn't change a thing. Doesn't rewrite how you left. Doesn't soften what I learned. It won't pull me into hope. Won't undo the way I grew. Your sorry can stay with you. Some endings stay closed even when you knock. Your sorry doesn't change a thing. Not the truth I had to face. Not the peace I had to earn. It doesn't bring me back to you. Doesn't touch the life I made. You're sorry. It's too late. Don't rehearse the things I'll say. If we meet somewhere someday, your name doesn't twist inside my chest. It's just a word I lay to rest. I'm finding peace in simple things, a quieter life, a softer swing. Moving on feels more like waking up. I'm better on my way. I'm not tired of what I couldn't change. I'm not shrinking just to keep you safe. I walk lighter through the same old place, and every step I choose today says I'm better on my way. Don't check back to measure growth. I know the difference, that's enough. The girl you loved was holding back. Now she's steady on her own track. I used to brace for what you do. Now all my edges answer to me. Freedom's quiet, but it carries far. I'm better on my way. Not bending just to keep the peace. Not waiting for your missing piece. I don't need the map we tried to make. I got room for my mistakes. And I'm better on my way. Thought you were the doorway. Turns out you were the detour. I'm better on my way. Not stuck inside what fell apart. Not holding space you called a heart. I'm moving where I'm meant to be without the weight of what you need. I'm better on my way. You always knew the words to say to keep me one more fragile day. I held your mess like it was mine. I crossed my lines to fit your line. Your promises were painted gold, but chipped the moment they got old. I kept on trying to make it real, but you love the chase more than the feel. And I'm done confusing her with hope. need that anymore. Mm. You liked me best when I was small. Easy to bend, easy to call. You kept me guessing where you'd go. I kept on giving more than I owed. But something shifted in the quiet, the kind you can't ignore or hide it. I saw the truth behind your game, and suddenly I felt my name. I'm not a person you can keep just because you call it deep. I'm not saying this time, I'm not bending just to keep the shine. You thought I'd chase you like before, but I don't need that anymore. You taught me what I shouldn't take. Well, love is not what's real and fake. I'm not staying this time, I'm not bending just to keep the shine. You thought I'd chase you like before, but I don't need that anymore. You disappear, come back like nothing changed. I wait around, pretend I wasn't drained. You love the chase, the back and forth you made. I called it love, it wasn't just a game. And now the quiet hits me different, you know. It's peace this time, not something I let go. Funny how distance fixes what you broke. You don't move me anymore, not the way you used to. Not the panic in my chest, not the please, just choose to. You can disappear again, I won't check the door. I don't stay up wondering what you're aching for. It's strange, but I'm lighter than before. You don't move me anymore. Kept the mess, you kept the upper hand. You come in loud, leave quiet, I misunderstand. Thought loving you meant wading through the hurt. Turns out your silence taught me what I'm worth. Now your name doesn't shake anything loose. It's just a name, no power, no excuse. I'm not the one who bends to keep you close. You don't move me anymore, the spell wore thin. You don't get to pull the strings under my skin. You can try the old tricks, I won't bite this time. I'm done mistaking emptiness for you were mine. It's wild, but I'm finally sure. You don't move me anymore. There was a time I broke just hearing you breathe. Now I barely notice you leave. You don't move me anymore, I'm not your echo. Not the girl who waited for your shadow. It's not my war. I'm steady now, stronger than before. Whatever this was, it's over for sure. You don't move me. You don't move me anymore. I look back now, it's clear. I kept pretending I was fine. You took in quiet ways. I called it love to make it fit, but every memory feels heavier, like I carry both of us along. I mistook the way for something deep. I was tired the whole time, didn't know it till you left. Didn't notice how I bent just to keep the peace you broke. Funny how truth hits slow. I was tired the whole time. You liked me calm, control. Never messy, never real. I shaped myself around your storms, called it growth, but it was fear. Now the quiet feels honest, the kind of rest I never had with you. Being done feels like breathing. I was tired the whole time, didn't see how small I'd gotten, didn't feel the parts forgotten, just to keep your chaos warm. Now I know what wasn't mine. I was tired the whole time. Some truths only land when the noise is gone. I was tired the whole time, didn't say it when it hurt, didn't know another word for loving someone who takes. Now I'm steady, now I'm mine. I was tired, but not this time. I don't jump when my phone lights up. I don't wait for your name to show. It's strange how simple it feels. Breathing without looking back. I thought I'd break for longer. Guess I was wrong about that. Silence doesn't scare me now. I'm getting used to quiet, used to choosing peace, used to mornings without checking who you chose to be. It's softer than I expected, this space you I'm getting used to quiet. Used to holding me. Used to not explaining why I had to leave. It's lighter than I imagined. This room without your need. Some things fall away, and that's the whole relief. That's the whole I'm getting used to quiet, not frightened to be seen, not reaching for the versions you wanted me to keep. It's easy now, almost easy. This quiet meant for me. This quiet meant moved too fast for who we were. Skipped every truth we should have heard. You loved the warmth, but not the weight. I filled the silence you'd create. And somewhere in that quiet space, I saw the cracks we couldn't face. I tried to name it, you tried to run. We only worked when we came undone. It was never meant to last, and that's alright. Some things burn quick just to show the light. You were my future, just a needed phase. A lesson dressed in the softest haze. I'm not holding on to a fading past. I know now, it was never meant to last. You fit the moment, not the year. A temporary kind of dear. I kept the best, forgot the rest. Learned how to leave what felt like less. You weren't a home, but you were a door. And I don't stand there anymore. You taught me what to never chase. How losing you could feel like grace. It was never meant to last, and that's okay. Not every story's built to stay. You were my ending, just a clear view of all the things I outgrew in you. I'm not looking back at what we had. I learned enough. It was never meant to last. Sure doesn't mean it wasn't real. It just left me with room to heal. It was never meant to last, and now I see some breaks are just the start of me. I'm not wishing for what we never were. I'm walking forward lighter than her. It doesn't hurt to close it fast. Some things end, and they're not meant to last. I look at us with distance now, a softer lens, a clearer tone. I gave you things you never asked, but never offered on your own. You feel the moments, not the days. I held the way you walked away from. It wasn't love. If I disappeared inside it, I lost more than I got. Try to keep us from the edge. Try to hold never stay. Try to be what you could want, but losing you show what I kept. I lost more than I got. You like the parts that dim me down, the quiet girl you could outrun. I swallowed her to keep the peace, called it patience, called it love. But now I see the cost I paid, more than anything you ever gave. I was the one keeping the whole thing standing. I lost more than I got. Try to make your shadows light, try to make your absence right, try to fit inside your plot, but stepping back would turn my sight. I lost more than I got. Sometimes the leaving is the only math that makes sense. I lost more than I got, but I'm done counting what went wrong, done stretching where I don't belong. You were a moment, not the man. Now I know the things you're not. I lost more than I'm lost. You always spoke like you were right, called every boundary a starting fight. You twisted softness into blame, made every moment feel the same. But I've been waking from that noise, hearing my own much clearer voice. I'm not the story that you spin. I'm finally choosing where I begin. You don't get to define me anymore. I'm not the person you kept on the floor. I'm stronger than the way you made me feel. I know what's broken and I know what's real. I'm not shrinking just to keep you pleased. You don't get to define me. I'm released. I used to fold when you got loud, made every doubt feel deep and proud. You liked me small, you liked me weak, you fed on every word I couldn't speak. But now the truth is sinking in. Your power's gone where I've been. I'm not afraid to name your game. I'm not the mirror you tried to frame. You don't get to define me anymore. I'm not the shadow you shaped at the door. I'm stronger than the cage you used to keep. I know what's mine, you don't get that peace. I'm not bending just to keep you pleased. You don't get to define me. I'm released. I lost myself when I held on. I found myself the day you were gone. You don't get to define me anymore. I'm not the softness you twisted before. I'm standing where your voice can't reach. I know my worth, I know my peace. You don't get a say in who I'll be. You don't get to define me. I'm used to break it every word you threw, letting your moods decide what I do. Held myself quiet just to keep you calm. Stood there silence for holding on. Stepping out showed me the truth. I was surviving more than loving you. Some lessons only land when you finally walk away. What I learned from leaving is how strong a heart can be when it's not protecting someone who never learned to meet me. I lost a lot by loving you, but I gained the parts you couldn't see. You liked me soft, so you felt sure. I played along till I wasn't hurt. Every goodbye you almost said lingered longer in my head. But now I breathe without your weight and call it peace instead of fate. I'm not who I was when losing you felt dangerous. What I learned from leaving is how clear the world can sound when I'm not running circles just to keep you from breaking down. You never saw the me I hid, but I learned her when you weren't around. Sometimes the hurt is what hands you back your name. What I learned from leaving is I don't need someone to stay to prove I'm worth the softness I kept giving away. I'm stronger in the quiet now, and I'm better for the space. What I learned from leaving. I don't replay the highs anymore. They weren't that high. Looking back, we try to call it something real, but names don't make the truth appear. I feel the silence you kept close and called it love when it was like time makes simple what felt complicated. I don't miss what we were. Not the almost, not the ache. We were holding on to shapes that never really fit in place. I'm not grieving what we lost. I don't miss what we were. We stretched the feeling far too thin and blamed the distance, blamed the days, but nothing solid fell apart. There wasn't much to break at all. I thought I'd hurt when it was done, but quiet came instead of pain. Some ending feel like nothing. I don't miss what we were. Not the story we rehearsed, not the effort that felt worse than finally letting go of us. I'm not holding what we thought. I don't miss what we were. is just an absence. I don't miss what we were, and I'm lighter for the fact we were fiction made to last, only long enough to see what was real and what was not. I don't miss what we weren't. I don't look back to measure growth. My steps don't need the past to prove. The fear I've held is thin with time. I don't outrun what wants to find. I breathe easier in my own pace. A softer life and open space. It took losing you to hear myself. I'm finally here, not waiting for a sign to move, not bending just to keep it true. That never really fit my skin. I'm steady where I should begin. It feels quiet, it feels sincere. I'm finally here. I don't search rooms you're not in, or fill the gaps you used to sit. My world is shaped by what I keep, not what I chased or couldn't. I learned the cost of holding tight, and how to choose a gentler fight. Becoming me was all I needed. I'm finally here, not tied to who I tried to be, not shrinking for affinity. I walk without the weight I wore. I'm open to what comes before. The future doesn't pull or steer. I'm finally here. Sometimes the beginning is just the end without fear. I'm finally here, no echo telling me to stay, no shadow pulling me away. I stand in what I know is mine, a quiet, steady, honest line. It took leaving what felt new to realize I'm finally here. I look back now without the blur. Nothing softens how we were. You stayed distant, even close. I kept trying, you stayed ghost. It's clear in ways it wasn't then. We weren't built to make it end. Some truths show up only when it's over. We were never the right fit. Just two people trying to quit. Calling habits something deep, calling chaos something sweet. I don't miss what never lived. We were never the right fit. You love versions I outgrew. I kept shrinking next to you. We mistook comfort for a bond. Stayed too long, held on too long. But distance has a sharper edge. It cuts clean what we called on. Naming it now feels like relief. We were never the right fit. cracks, pretending we could make it last. Time exposes what we hid. We were never the right fit. We were never the right fit. Not every mismatch is a loss. We were never the right fit. And I'm finally done with it. No more trying to pretend. We were leading somewhere then. I'm not bitter, just honest with it. We were never the right fit. I wake up calm these days, no guesses, not thinking you. The air feels cleaner somehow. Like my room finally breathes this space where all you noticed was, and it fits me better than you did. I don't miss what kept me tired. It's easier without you. No waiting for the other shoe. No walking on the lines you drew. I'm steady in a way you never knew. It's strange how quiet feels like truth. It's easier without you. I don't jump at shadows now. Don't brace for something wrong. My heartbeat has its own pace. No longer sing to yours. I'm learning what a normal day is and how light it feels to stay. Letting go wasn't the loss. It's easier without you. No guessing what your moods would do. No shrinking just to get you through. I'm softer now, but somehow stronger too. I finally see the life I grew. It's easier without you. Peace feels like a new language, but I'm fluent enough. It's easier without you. No ties I need to fit into. No storms you call, just passing through. I'm here and none of this is about you. Funny how freedom changes you. It's easier without you. Without you. Without you. I kept mistaking one for word, letting your voice decide my hurt. You like me soft, so you felt whole. Took pieces just to fill your role. But now that I'm outside your pull, I see the way you kept me small. Distance has a way of telling truth. You were what I needed, just what I knew. A comfort made of habits I outgrew. I try to fit my heart inside and borrowed place. I'm not angry, just finally free. You were never what I needed. You left the version you designed, not who I was on my own time. I kept on shrinking out of fear. You'd leave the moment I got clear. Funny how the leaving made me see you weren't losing me, you set me free. Sometimes the ending is the proof. You were what I needed, just what was needed. A lesson wrapped in the illusion of dear. I carried more than you ever held. Mistook your quiet for something felt. Now I'm honest with what I bleed. You were never what I needed. Not every almost deserves a try. You were what I needed, and that's alright. Some truths show up only after the fight. I'm walking out with more than I came with. No empty promises, no what ifs. I'm not searching for what you'll please. You were never what I needed. Don't replay the ending anymore. It's just a moment I outgrew. The weight I held has settled down, like dust that finally found the ground. Your name feels like a quiet street, one I pass but never keep. Letting go turned out softer than I thought. There's nothing left to carry, no reason to look back, no borrowed hurt, no tangled past. I don't chase the pieces that didn't last. I'm lighter than the girl you knew. There's nothing left to carry from you. I used to fear the empty space, thought I'd unravel without you there, but calm grew slowly in the cracks, filled every place you didn't match. Now silence feels like something mine, not something I survived in time. I'm not holding anything that wasn't me. There's nothing left to carry, no shadows I need to trace, no ghosts of you I have to face. I don't know our story any grace. I've stepped into a clearer view. There's nothing left to carry from you. Closure isn't loud, it's just choosing not to live what's gone. There's nothing left to carry, no weight from what we tried, no echo I keep inside. I'm walking with the parts that stay, not the ones I meant to say. ask what you would think before I make the smallest move. Held my breath around your moves. Called it love, but it was fear. Now every step feels more like mine. No shadow telling me what's right. I don't wait for anyone to choose me first. I choose me every time. Not the version you prefer, not the girl who never stirred. I'm done living by your lines. My life doesn't hinge on signs. I choose me every time. You like me soft, so you felt strong. Expected me to stay the same, but growing meant I leave your frame, and leaving meant I found my ground. I owe you nothing from back then, not my voice and not my pen. I'm one who gets to call me mine. I choose me every time. Not the weight you made me keep, not the nights you made too deep. Your approval isn't tied to mine. I'm not yours to redefine. I choose me every time. Losing you was gaining. I choose me every time. Not your stories, not your pride, not the fears you tried to hide. My heart answers to my spine.